Good morning. Thanks for joining us. It's now 7 o'clock. I'm Tracey McCain.
I'm Caitlin Nuclo. You're watching Eyewitness News here on the Wax. We appreciate that. A lot to talk about, but first we'll get you ready to start your day here. Meteorologist Scott Gagliardi is in with a check on your first alert forecast. Hey, good morning, Scott.
Good morning.
Yeah, it's like a reunion. I haven't seen you in days.
I was just saying, it's been weeks.
I was being generous.
I know,
Yeah.
fair enough. Question for you, though. Have either of you, do you listen to Christmas music to
All
kind
the
of
time.
get you in the mood?
Of course.
So yesterday, it was what, 55 to 60?
Yeah.
It just didn't feel right.
I know.
I mean,
Yeah.
I was listening
Felt
to
like
it.
Florida in Christmas.
No, you took the words right out of my mouth. Exactly. But this morning, you listen to that Christmas music, it's
Yeah.
going to feel
Yeah.
like the
We're
holidays.
back to a little bit more normal,
We
right?
are. We're still, as crazy as it is, we're still above average, but we'll show you those numbers in a minute. Right now, a live look outside in Old Saybrook. Beautiful sunrise coming in about the next 10 minutes. Looks good out there in Hartford as well. Temperature cold, though, 28 degrees. Winds are calm, so not looking at a wind chill, but check out this 24-hour temperature change. We're talking anywhere from, say, 16 to 26 degrees colder right now than it was this time yesterday. It's not just a 24-hour change. That's a season change. So heading out, you need the winter jacket. It's cold out there. Temperatures in the 20s and 30s. Our average low is still in that 25, 26 degree range, though. So it's hard to believe everybody is still above that, but it's going to get much colder, very cold over the next several days. Those wind speeds are calm, so there's a few visibility issues. Brainerd down to a mile, 2.5 in Meriden. Everybody else doing just fine. First alert live radar scanning the state dry. That's going to change, though, later on this afternoon. We have a few clouds out there, but a storm system getting sacked together farther towards the west makes its way into Connecticut after dark today. I'll have the very latest on that, as well as a big cool down and maybe a couple snow chances. We'll have all that coming up in just a few minutes. Good morning, Kate.
Hey, good morning, Scott. Good morning, everyone. 7:02 here on your Wednesday. Thanks for joining us on the Wax. If you're getting ready to head out the door, I am following a first alert for you. This is in Stafford. It was reported just before 6 o'clock this morning, so just over an hour ago. This is along Route 190 on the westbound side. It's closed right at Old Stafford Road. There's a crash there, so please make sure that you're avoiding the area. I know that that's a major roadway for a lot of folks in that section of the state. But a live look here in Hartford, 91 north and southbound lane. You can see merging onto 84 here, slowing down just a little bit. We're starting to see this is really zoomed in picture in Waterbury and 84. A live look in Meriden along 691 and in Middletown along Route 9. Still moving along through those stretches. Again, no other crashes besides the one in Stafford, and then your daytime construction typically picks up between about 8:30 and 9 o'clock. A solid 100-minute ride there, 95 southbound, New Haven to the George Washington Bridge. Rest of the state is moving along. I'm Caitlin Francis with your Connecticut Chevy First Alert Traffic Report, driven by your Connecticut Chevy dealers.
All right, our big story this morning, safety concerns at Yale New Haven Hospital this morning after police say a man was found dead inside an empty office there.
Yeah, police say the man was squatting across the hospital campus for months. Your reporter Olivia Schuler is at Yale New Haven Hospital this morning with reaction from an employee.
Police say the 38-year-old man who was found dead roamed in and out of hospital buildings, wore scrubs, and even slept here. It's extremely unsettling to hospital staff, and we spoke to a worker anonymously who says this all could have been avoided. A Yale New Haven hospital employee our team spoke to says hospital staff encountered the person squatting in the hospital on several occasions. They say the man would disguise themselves as an employee and take food from the break rooms. New Haven Police Chief Carl Jacobson says the man often came in for different medical issues and looked for food and shelter. The employee we spoke to says hospital staff notified security several times but felt silenced. Last Monday, hospital staff received a text message that there was police activity near the clinic building. The very next day, employees received a message from Yale New Haven's president that read, "An unidentified person was found dead." Chief Jacobson says several IDs were found on the man. Police were able to link him to a string of burglaries happening around Yale University. Employees want to see heightened security measures. They can't help but think of what could have happened.
God forbid this person who was, sleeping in the hospital, kidnapped a nurse or, assaulted them.
Now, an official with Yale New Haven Hospital says there is no threat to staff or patients at this time, and they are working with police as they investigate. Now, police believe the man died from a medical incident or an overdose. However, they are waiting for the full autopsy to come back. Your reporter in New Haven, Olivia Schuler, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
State police will be adding more patrols to schools in the northwest corner of the state because of some concerns about a threat there. It was found written in the town of New Hartford. We're told it wasn't directed to a specific location, but it did make reference to tomorrow. So out of an abundance of caution, all Region 7 schools will have extra troopers on site that day. Police say there's no threat to the public.
Well, this morning, we've learned the man accused of killing Connecticut State Police Trooper Aaron Pelletier may be taking an offer from the state.
Alex Oyola Sanchez was in court yesterday. His public defender told the judge that his translator canceled on him and he could not talk with Sanchez about the offers.
The I-team did get their hands on Sanchez's criminal records from Puerto Rico. Oyola Sanchez was found guilty of 2 counts of first-degree murder in 2008 for killing 2 people. He was sentenced to 8 years in prison in that case.
And during that same trial, he was also found guilty of 2 counts of attempted murder for attempting to murder 2 people using an AK-47. He was sentenced to 5 years in prison.
And months earlier, in a different Puerto Rican area, he was found guilty of committing another murder alongside another man. He was sentenced to 8 years in prison.
Well, new this morning, Washington becomes the first town in our state to roll out speed cameras.
So they're going to install 3 traffic cameras on the summer roads to capture pictures of the speedsters. And then if they're caught, they would get a ticket in the mail. The cameras will track for both speed and people who are running red lights.
Fines start at $50, but every violation afterward will cost you $75. The new program starts next month. Well, the man accused of killing the United Healthcare CEO, Brian Thompson, has been indicted in New York on 11 criminal charges, including first-degree murder and murder in the second degree as a crime of terrorism. Luigi Mangione's lawyer says his client will not fight extradition, which means he could be back in New York very soon. Investigators say he appeared to have been driven by anger against the health insurance industry when he allegedly shot and killed Thompson in Manhattan. Well, new this morning, congressional leaders say they have a plan to avoid a government shutdown this weekend. The stopgap spending plan appears to have bipartisan support in both chambers. It moves the funding deadline from Friday to March 14th and provides almost $100 billion in disaster aid. Much of that is for FEMA's relief fund, the Small Business Administration Disaster Loan Program, and assistance for farmers.
Well, it is certainly the final countdown here. We have just 1 week until Christmas and the start of Hanukkah.
And if you plan to ship gifts out to your loved ones, well, you need to pay close attention because we have some important dates for you here. Your reporter Marcy Jones sent from the North Pole right down to West Hartford to give us those details.
6 days may be plenty of time to finish up your last-minute holiday shopping. However, when it comes to your last-minute holiday shipping, that's a whole nother story. Today is a deadline for the U.S. Postal Service's ground shipping within the lower 48 states. However, you have until Saturday for USPS Priority Mail Express. The deadline for UPS is Thursday or Monday with next day air. And for FedEx, if you're willing to pay for it, you can cut it as close as Christmas Eve with same-day shipping to some areas. And of course, you're going to want to double check with your specific shipping carrier to make sure that it's going to arrive at its destination on time. Your reporter in West Hartford, Marcy Jones, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Well, right now, the Connecticut Salvation Army says it needs your help.
They're running low on toys for kids in need ahead of a planned distribution event that's happening this week.
All right, so if you'd like to make a donation, please reach out, get in touch with any of the branches in these towns or cities that you see here on your screen. Distribution for pre-registered families will happen on Friday.
And the time right now, 7:09 on your Wednesday morning. Get another check of your forecast. Check out this shot. This is coming to us from Old Saybrook. We have sunrise in about the next 3 minutes. It looks like it's coming in right now. Beautiful, beautiful shot there. It is cold, still much colder than it was this time yesterday. Right now in New Haven, pretty shot as well. It's freezing, 32 degrees. The almanac for today, we should be 24. Some towns are near that, and we should be closer to 40 for an afternoon high. Today will be cooler than yesterday, but still well above average, near 50. 20s and low 30s. Translate later on this morning and into the afternoon to mid and upper 40s, eventually near 50. And then later on tonight, we'll be tracking some rain. Here's a look at First Alert Futurecast by 10 o'clock tonight. Pouring in parts of the state. I'll have the latest on when it starts, when it ends, and what to expect this upcoming weekend, as well as through Christmas. All that coming up with your full First Alert forecast.